I wanted to show you guys the home defense shotgun that I built. Built, right? We all say we built it. Assembled for myself. And why I picked it. So I picked a Mossberg 590. It's a proven platform. I really like it a lot. I know a lot of you guys like the Remington 870s. I'm not a huge fan of how you manipulate the safety and the action lock button, having it right in front of the trigger guard. Not a huge fan of that. My hands just don't reach properly to manipulate that way. But I wanted to show you guys the shotgun that I've chosen for my home defense. Pretty straightforward. Try to keep the bells and whistles to a minimum and keep it more practical. Obviously, we all pick things that are aesthetic to some degree, but it's also very functional. Starting at the end of the barrel here, I still have the original bead sights that this came with. I do need to get a different set of sights, at least for the end of the barrel, so I can co-witness with the Holosun dot that I've put on here. So that'll have to go. It's an 18.5-inch barrel. So, and I have a matching magazine tube length, so that gives me roughly 7 rounds, depends on what I'm loading this with. I added, or actually when I bought this used, it came with the heat shield already. For a home defense setup, you're not burning through a ton of rounds to worry about burning your hand. I think it looks really cool, so I didn't take it off. But I also am really comfortable with your standard rifle AR-15 style of grip with that thumb over, kind of in a C-clamp grip, and my hand just naturally falls into that position on, even though this is a pump. So it's nice having that heat shield there. I put an Enforce light, and it's just push button. I didn't want cables or pressure pads or anything. I tried it, it was a mess. Magpul furniture, the forend and on the grip, I used, I think it's Talon grips is what it's called. And I picked their really tacky skater tape type of grip material here. I really like it. Hands never slip. Great with gloves if you're wearing gloves. On here I also have a Holosun HE510C. I already had it laying around. It came with the LWRC rifle that I bought from my local gun store. They put some extra bells and whistles on it, and they added the Holosun optic onto it, so I just took it off the rifle and put it on the shotgun. Just liked the look better. For how heavy this gun is, fully loaded with the side saddles, I get a sight picture a little bit easier. It's a little bit more generous of a window for me to just aim through, so I like that. A little bit more forgiving when I'm raising the gun up to get my sight acquired. I put a Monstrum rail so that I could mount the Holosun dot on there. I also added side saddles. They are S-Tech Velcro elastic side saddles. They hold 7 rounds each, and they're just Velcro. The glue that comes on the soft side of the Velcro, which is then what sticks to your receiver and or your buttstock, however you want to set this up, isn't very strong. I actually had to add some super glue as well. So what you'll see on the buttstock is that I added the Magpul buttstock. It comes with these spacers to set up your length of pull properly. And if you do it the way I did it, with a little bit extra super glue, you're kind of committed to that spacer you chose. So make sure you get your length of pull right if you're going to do it this way. Like I said, I prefer the Mossberg safety and action lever button mechanism a lot better. I like where it's located, works better for my hand. I don't want to be reaching around the trigger guard more than I need to. That action bar release button being right behind the trigger guard makes it really easy to catch with my middle finger. And then having the safety right up on my thumb, easily accessible, is nice as well. What I have this loaded with is just some Winchester military grade double aught buck. Pattern's all right. The price is right too, at least in my area. One thing I had to do as well was I had to lose a round on this buttstock side saddle because of how my hand and my forearm rest when I'm gripping the gun. I just didn't have room for that one round on that side saddle, which was a bummer, but it is what it is. I also added a cheek riser to the Magpul buttstock. I think it's the tallest or the highest rise cheek riser that they have. It was just the perfect amount of height on that buttstock to give me my third point of contact. I keep this gun stored cruiser ready, so some of you guys know what that is. If you don't, Just fully loaded magazine tube, empty chamber, bump in the night, there's an issue, you have to grab your gun, just rack it, now you have one in the chamber, ready to go. Is the sound of a racked shotgun a deterrent? I don't know. I won't go down that rabbit hole. I'm personally not counting on that being the case. That's not why I store it cruiser ready. So safety off, chamber empty is how I store this thing. One thing to consider is I do live in a very small apartment complex. I share walls with neighbors. Our hallways are narrow. The air gaps between buildings are pretty narrow as well. Although this is loaded with double-aught buck, I am considering a different load. You guys can tell me I've gone down so many rabbit holes watching various load tests and their penetration depth and their patterning at different distances. I do think about the over penetration and my neighbors with this load. If you guys have recommendations on something that is a happy medium between double-aught buck and birdshot, which I know would seriously reduce the liability, but also stopping power of the gun, please let me know. I'm taking recommendations. I'm not a trained professional, not telling you how you should do it. Maybe it gives you some ideas. Just a dude on the internet showing off his cool stuff, at least what he thinks is cool stuff. If you use a shotgun, what is it? How have you set it up? And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.